Now, we recommend you to put your meal aside if you're eating. We promise it's going to be a bit disgusting, but you will enjoy it much more after this. North Korea has never been able to produce enough food for its population of 26 million. After closing its borders in January 2020, the country ceased importing essential items like grain, fertilizers, and agricultural equipment from China. The country gives you no food and you're not allowed to grow it yourself or have any animals as well as engage in trade. What the heck, right? Human rights activist Yeonmi Park is one of those who managed to escape this horror. In a Joe Rogan podcast, she claimed that the regime is not concerned about starvation at all.
So he's purposely starving the people to keep them weak so that all they think about is surviving, so they don't think about revolution.
It's a Hunger Games.
Kim Jong-un acknowledged a food crisis in North Korea, yet prioritized nuclear weapons funding in 2022. The cost of nuclear tests over $500 million when approximately there is only $417 million needed to feed North Korea's population for 1 year. So the struggle for survival is relentless, and you can't leave the country. If you try and get caught, you'll either be killed on the spot or publicly executed. In addition, you're risking not only your own life, but also of your family, who will suffer for generations.
If your grandfather or great-grandfather committed some sort of a sin, you are perpetually punished for that.
Yeah.
Everyone in your generation, your next generation, all of them are guilty.
Yeah, forever. There's no redemption.
Even if you manage to escape, your family members probably will be treated as traitors and banished to rugged rural areas with security guard posts. Taking all that, even after successfully escaping, you can be deported back to North Korea if somebody reported you, and then you go straight to detention center, political prison, or labor camp to endure hard labor, torture, and starvation. The state claims ownership over all resources, and the punishment for stealing from collective farms is execution. So people are forced to rely on wild foods such as grasshoppers, snakes, and edible flowers. It is estimated that in 2020, 41.6% of North Koreans faced malnutrition. The regime even confiscated the entire dog population, driven by Kim Jong-un's claim that it's a corrupt Western sentiment of having pets. Dogs, of course, were used for meat. Possible cannibalism flourishes there as well, with a black market peddling unidentifiable meat. People say they never ask what kind of meat it is when it's cheaper than usual. They just don't ask. And in those conditions, there is no need for killing to sell human flesh because people just die right on the streets.
And this is where we don't, of course, have an indoor bathroom for the patient. We have to go outside. And in between there's a piles of dead human bodies.
There is no trash in North Korea. Even the hair that falls off is used to set the fire because paper is too precious. Also, saying "get your shit together" has a literal perception in North Korea. Human poop is a valuable commodity there.
Oh, excuse me.
Did you just shart?
No, I didn't. It was that camera guy. It wasn't me.
The government's inability to produce fertilizers led them to impose a bizarre quota on families. Every family has to bring a ton of human feces annually. The thing is that you don't poop every day when you're starving, so people are searching for dog's poop on the streets. But most of the dogs are eaten, so if you find poop, it's a jackpot. You also have to lock up your poop in a tank. People are so frightened of executions and punishment, they even go for poop stealing. Yep, you heard us right. Every day you flush a treasure down the toilet. With starvation omnipresent, even earthquakes don't drive people to seek shelter.
There's earthquake happening. And do you know what these students doing is not running out of the building and try to survive? They go to kitchen. So before they die, they eat at least.
It's a society where people have never felt the fullness of a meal. Okay, now you can grab your plate again. And don't forget to respect your poop.